Learn from me. I have an old MacBook that is all banged up, but it works. A brand new one is like 3,000 bucks. Why do I need to spend $3,000 on shit I don't need? I don't. Hello there, my name is Tom Scrollo and welcome to my YouTube channel, where we talk all things trading, finances, and money in general. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, show me some support, and also follow me on Instagram. A lot of fun, lifestyle, cool stuff, funny stuff is on my Instagram, so follow me there as well. For today's video, something super special, something that I made a lot of mistakes doing myself, which led me to losing a lot of money in the past, which has affected my life for many years. So I wanted to record this video and give you young guys, and not just young guys, for everybody, the awesome tips on how to lead a healthy financial life and how to make the right choices and the things that you really should stay away from, especially in your 20s. Because when you're making a lot of financial mistakes in your 20s, this can literally set you back for years down the road in your later life. So there are simple things that most of the people I know are making, and especially when they don't really have very much money. So let's discuss 6 things you should never purchase in your 20s if you want to become wealthy by the age of 30. Let's get right into it. The thing number 1, and a lot of people have talked about it, and I know that it's nothing new, but it's cheap goods. And I know that it can be a bit controversial, that what does it mean? If you want to save money, you really want to purchase something cheap compared to something expensive. That is true until a certain point. A lot of people are trying to save every freaking dollar that they can at every turn, and therefore they're buying some stuff that is made in China. And again, there's nothing wrong with some of the products made in China, but there are certain ones that are like completely trash, and they cost pennies on the dollar, and everybody's celebrating that they got themselves a toaster for 20 bucks or whatever. The thing is that when you're buying something that cheap, you cannot expect durability and reliability. So oftentimes, and there is a rule of the thumb, that when you're buying something cheap, you're usually gonna end up buying it twice. I'm not saying that you have to go out and buy yourself a $500 toaster, but what I'm trying to say is that always study the market, read the reviews, understand the reliability and the durability of certain product that you're looking at, and always find the best solution. So the best golden ratio, the best price point, which offers the lowest price possible, but at the same time, good quality and durability. This is gonna save you a lot of money. The thing number 2, which I did fall into at some point, but not that very much, and that is designer clothes. I know that the social media is imposing putting so much pressure on young people. The Instagram, all the influencers, myself including, are showing how they're spending, $70,000. One of my YouTube videos, by the way, check it out if you haven't seen it. Spending $70,000 in 2 days of shopping and buying Louis Vuitton and all this Rolexes and all this stuff. Well, Rolex is a bit different, but in this particular case, designer clothes, and young people aspire to have, Gucci shoes for $1,000 or a Louis Vuitton handbag for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000, and the prices can go as high as just astronomical numbers. And they think that if they're gonna have this Louis Vuitton bag, they're gonna be the happiest ever, they're gonna be the coolest. And maybe that's the case, they're gonna be the coolest among the idiots that they're trying to impress. And usually the people who you're trying to impress are the ones that you should be not even thinking about in your life, because they probably don't give a shit about you, but you still want to impress them. So psychological mindfuck, I know, but that's our human nature. When you're young and you have $3,000 and you really want that Louis Vuitton, whatever, just do yourself a favor, slow down, and try to stay away from purchasing something that has ridiculous markups like Louis Vuitton shoes. I mean, I love Louis Vuitton. I have quite a few pairs of Louis Vuittons, and one pair of good Louis Vuittons goes for around $1,000. They're awesome, they're comfortable. But did I ever purchase Louis Vuitton when I had, $3,000 to my name? Fuck no. Even worse, when there are people who are taking out loans to buy this stuff. They're using credit cards, in-store credit cards, which are even worse than any other credit card most of the time. They are paying interest, which usually is ridiculous interest, on shit that they don't need, that they're wearing and then tossing in trash after like 3 months of wearing, or a year, or depends on how careful you are with your stuff. So it's just literally burning your money. So in your 20s, unless you're making something like me, $100,000 a month, then really stay away from designer clothes. My honest suggestion. Number 3, and this probably is the biggest one. Most of the people do it, unfortunately, and I was not the one in this list. Thankfully, I had enough brains not to do it. A lot of people, they are making some money. Let's say they're making $2,000, $3,000 a month or $5,000. You know, they really want that better life, and they want a nice car. But in their savings, they have rent, they have food that they have to pay, maybe some medical expenses, and all the usual stuff. And in the end of the month, after even making $5,000, maybe they'll have $1,500 at best to put in their savings account. And that means that even after 3 years of saving, they can save not more than, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000, whatever. And usually that means that you cannot really go out and buy yourself a $50,000 brand new BMW, which is unfortunate. So what these people usually do, and that's 99%, they lease one. Say they go to the dealership and they agree to pay another, I don't know, $700, $800 a month or whatever the number is, and just enjoy riding a brand new Beamer, which is not theirs, by the way. It belongs either to the bank or the dealership or whatever, depending on the conditions of the lease or the financing. In reality, they're just renting a car that they cannot afford for the money that could have been used better elsewhere. So never ever lease brand new cars. It is a controversial thing that a lot of people, they need to travel a lot and they have to go to work back and forth, and especially if they don't live in a big city with subways and other ways of transportation, affordable ways of transportation. And they often use this as a reason that I need a comfortable car, you know, BMW 5 Series. No. Go ahead, save up, buy yourself some car for $5,000 to $10,000 with cash. Car that is gonna not lose very much in value, that has already depreciated a lot. Save up, invest the money into the stock market, invest your money into your education, increase your potential, climb the corporate ladder, and then as you have more and more money, invest it, become wealthy, and then create cash flow, so to speak. And then using that cash flow, lease a car, fuck it, whatever. But don't use your salary that there isn't enough of it anyway on leasing a car that you really don't need. And this is pretty much just tossing your money into trash. Most of the brand new cars depreciate very fast, so whenever the lease is over, it was never your car anyway. And even if it's financing, then the worth of the car in 3 years is gonna be maybe 30% of what it was when you were financing it. So keep this in mind and never do it, like ever. Even me at this time when I'm buying a car, one of the cars, the Bentley, I lost a lot of money on it. But for example, the Rolls-Royce, the Phantom that I still own, I bought it for around like $75,000 to $80,000, and now it's listed for sale at $100,000. So learn from me. I'm driving a Rolls-Royce Phantom and I'm gonna fucking make money on it. So I'm just screening the market for financial cars. So I spend some time on it, sometimes in my assistant, he's also a car guy, and he sends me some options that are popping up on the market in Dubai. So when I see a really cool deal, and a Ferrari 599 GTB that I used to have, I enjoyed that V12 Ferrari. I made a lot of content with it, pictures, videos, etc. I sold it and I made money on it, like $3,000, $4,000, not that very much. But listen, I can afford to go out and buy myself a brand new Rolls Royce, and I don't do it, while people who don't have even $50,000 in their account, they are leasing a car that is worth more than their fucking bank statement. This is what I'm talking about. So always stay smart when it comes to purchasing a vehicle. The purchase number 4 to really stay away from, and that is gadgets. Everybody wants a brand new gadget, you know, some Apple Watch, an iPhone, a MacBook, an iPad. And there are so many people who are so addicted to buying brand new, whenever a new iPhone comes out, this fucking idiot is gonna be standing in line starting from 6 o'clock in the morning into the Apple store just to hand over his $1,500 for the brand new iPhone 13 Pro. And this is all the money that he has to his name, but he wants that gadget. He wants to go to the university and see, baby, I got a brand new iPhone. Learn from me. Here, I'm a millionaire. I have an old MacBook that is all banged up, but it works. It's fine. I mean, we did recently some cleaning. My IT guy fixed it up for me and it's real nice. I mean, visually it's a bit banged up because sometimes I get nervous and I fucking punch it. After all, it is a workable machine, something I can really work with, and I don't need a brand new one. The brand new one is like $3,000. Why do I need to spend $3,000 on shit I don't need? I don't. Same goes for an iPhone. I used to have an iPhone 8, and then when I started doing a lot of course sales and learning programs and Instagramming, I really needed a new iPhone. So I went out and I bought myself iPhone 12. This is the one I'm actually filming with right now. So I needed it for work, and now the new one is coming out, and this one is becoming slow because Apple is just a criminal corporation that is slowing down their old devices to make you idiots buy all the brand new ones. And unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go out and buy one as well, just because it's my work. So if it wasn't for stories, YouTube videos, blah blah, I wouldn't give a fuck. I would have an old iPhone 10, whatever. I can send a text message, maybe take a picture, and that's it. So I don't really need to spend money on it. But there are many people with an addiction that they must have a brand new iPhone. They must have it, and sometimes they are leasing it, financing it, whatever. They're paying for it in installments, and whenever the new one comes out, they're going and giving the old one for like $300 instead of selling it on the market for at least $500. They're giving it away, trading it for a brand new one because, you know, their time is worth more than, you know, the hassle of selling it for $200 extra and them not even having a few $100 to their name. And this is just the current mentality of people who are under attack of consumerism, and unfortunately that's just the way it is. Thing number 5 to avoid in your 20s, and that's gonna be one of the biggest ones as well, and that is overpriced food, beverages, and fun in general. Let me know down in the comments how many of you wait for the Friday night to hang with the boys or with the girls and, you know, go to clubbing and spend a few $100s here and there and maybe go to a restaurant, you know, enjoy life and do the story with the drink that costs $20 while you are making $15 an hour. How many of you actually do this? Don't be shy and let me know down in the comments. This is money pissed down the drain. And a lot of people who don't do drinking, like I don't drink at all for almost 5 years now. And the only thing I spend money on is cigars. Cigars are quite expensive, but that's me, I can afford it. So a lot of people, maybe they're not drinking, maybe they're not clubbing, but they're spending at least a few $100s a month on shit like Starbucks. I know Starbucks coffee can taste real nice. I mean, it's an experience, you're awesome showing up to work with your Starbucks. But if you think about it, this is a waste of money. Get yourself a thermos or just have coffee at home and go to work. Last but not least, thing number 6 to stop wasting your money on in your 20s is cab rides. This is also a very big thing. I know that a lot of people, you know, don't like to be mingling with all the peasants in the subway and stuff, as they say, even though they're peasants themselves. They're saying that, you know, I don't really want to catch disease or something, and that's why they're riding in the cab every morning, spending at least $500, $600, $700 a month on taxi. And instead of using a bicycle, instead of using, you know, a carpool, maybe with your friends, colleagues, whatever, using a subway or any other rational means of public transportation. If you are so afraid of germs, then wear gloves, face mask, I don't know, use hand sanitizer, but at least you're gonna take care of your financial future, for crying out loud. So if you add all these things together, and there are people who do all of the things I've mentioned, when they make, again, not that very much money, they buy cheap goods and then they buy them again and again. They are wearing Dior and Louis Vuitton and Gucci and whatever. They are driving a brand new leased car, which, you know, from the outside is awesome, but we all know they have nothing in their bank account. And then they're always buying brand new iPhones and the gadgets to just be up to date, you know, it's gotta be up to date. And they're going to restaurants and bars and shit, and they're always riding in cabs because, oh, you know, I've had a beer, so I'm gonna take a cab this time. And then in the end of the month, you've made $5,000, but you have nothing left in your account. And this is what's called paycheck to paycheck. Most people cannot tighten their belts, turn on their fucking brain cells, and start working for their future, start developing, start investing this money. If you calculate the amount of money that could have been saved by the people who do all this stupid shit, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. It's feeding all of these multi-billion-dollar companies that are just happy to take your money because you are just so hooked on this stupid consumerism. And me, I'm hooked on consumerism as well, but at least I'm making $100,000 or more per month. So, but even then, when I spend even 20% of it, and sometimes I spend $20,000 a month on some stupid shit, well, including rent and some of the stuff, so it's all together. But even then, I'm sitting there and thinking, holy shit, Thomas, you have to slow down. But it's only 20%, and I'm already upset. I know that when you're not making very much money, you cannot really, save 80% of your income, but you can save at least something. And with these kinds of habits, you will never save anything, and you'll complain for the rest of your life that the world is unfair and that everything is shit and you don't have any money. So for the most part, and I know that there are some disadvantaged regions, there are, horrible life stories and stuff, and I understand that. So let's leave this out of the picture, and I'm just discussing the things that average people, the mistakes that they make. Please stay smart, care for your money, don't shit on your money, and you'll see how your life will change, because whenever an opportunity is gonna present itself, you're gonna have at least some money in your bank account or beneath your pillow or wherever stashed away. You'll have that money to invest and to be ready for an opportunity that presents itself. Even if it fails, it's better to just piss it all away on drinks, iPhones, leased cars, and all this rubbish that doesn't make any sense. So how I would do it, number one, you can start spending when you're making like a shit ton of money, or when you're using your money, you're creating cash flow. So you have stock investments, crypto investments that generate you profit, or real estate, or course sales, or digital product creation, or whatever, something passive. Then you can use that cash flow to buy all the fun stuff. So all the things that I pay for and how I live now, everything is paid by my companies and the stuff that I'm doing, so I don't have to worry about tomorrow. So always stay smart. Hope that you've enjoyed this long video on me rambling around and about all the mistakes that are mostly made by young guys. So stay smart, take care of your money, and hope you enjoyed this video. Please like the video if you did, and I'll see you in the next ones.